Hello there, I'm Keo Cerrone Beatmaker, and welcome to the Monday Mindset Rants. And before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button. Hello there. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts below. And on today's episode, we're going to discuss it is not the world that is ugly, but what man has done to appear so. He must believe that it is not the world that is ugly, bitter, and destructive, but it is what man has done to the world that makes it appear so. Dr. Leo. Your outlook determines your reality. So do your beliefs in the world. We must remind ourselves that the world was never the enemy, nor our prisoner, nor our prison, but the conduit that allows the expansion of our minds, the subsidence of our bodies, and the eternity that fertilizes our soul. Let me say that again. But the conduit that allows the expansion of our minds, the subsidence of our bodies, and the eternity that fertilizes our soul. Modern man has been manipulated and steered by evil forces towards destruction and abuse of our planet. Such destruction meant to domesticate Mother Nature, while simultaneously profiting and destroying the livelihood of man. These evil forces, as I have previously expressed, are not human, for they have forsaken their soul long ago. Now they aim to poison the very air we breathe with the fumes from their excrement of war, industry, corruption, pharmaceuticals, and exploitation. As our vision begins to blur amongst the chaos, it is hard to distinguish humanity from the evil forces which possesses humans for their own gain. To become so paranoid that we inadvertently aid in their fetishes by drinking the Kool-Aid, thus embracing indoctrination, rejecting spirituality, and succumbing to transhumanism. It is not the world that is ugly, but what man has done to appear so. I think, as I said earlier, your outlook determines your reality. And we are now living in a time where it is profitable to cultivate a reality. You see that being the case as it is currently now in this entire world, especially in America, which is the most propagandized country on this planet. we're so propagandized to we're so propagandized that they have convinced people that they themselves, who they are, is the enemy. To such an extent that they will abuse and subjugate themselves as if that is a key to restoring humanity. How funny is that? They will convince you that the planet is the enemy. And you may ask me how that is so, but I mean, how often are these environmentalists causing chaos and disruptions in such a manner that inadvertently harms the environment? And by extension, it harms people, their livelihoods. But you see, this is all part of the plan to essentially put people into this hive mentality where they will advocate for the very things that will destroy what they love. These evil forces have done a wonderful job in creating such a reality as to allow them to fully manifest their desires and wills. And we, as essential realists, we, as warriors of light individuals, we see the psyop at hand. We see the machinations being played. And we know that the planet is on our side, has always been. But these evil forces know all too well if we were to embrace nature just as much as we embrace humanity, we would become the very gods they aim to be so. Some may hear my words and think I'm speaking crazy, but you go and read some ancient texts, listen to some old speak of ancient philosophers, and you tell me it isn't possible. And you don't tell me that we are being denied the potentiality that far exceeds our wildest imaginations. And how do you deny us our full capacity of our humanity? By convincing us that the very air we breathe and the very land we walk is denying us that capability. And so they push us into manufacturing consent for their wars to end social injustice or to generate their 15-minute cities and their ESG networks to domesticate us into a livelihood of indentured servitude as serfs with nothing more than bugs and the very clothes on our backs to keep us satisfied as we live in a virtual reality of transhumanistic indoctrination. Is that the type of world you wish to live in? That seems to be the world of these far left progressives and these hardcore feminists, these Maoists. That's what they seem to aim for, which is quite ironic. They have become the very thing they sought to destroy. But that's how the dark side works. That is how evil works. And to not see these machinations, these laws, these psyops, these Bilderbergs and World Economic Forums and Vanguards and BlackRocks, if we do not see them for what they are, the parasite that is infecting the very planet we call home. And so we stand here and protest and fight and clamor for the wrong ideals and for the wrong things, for the distractions, while they subjugate our planet to unmeasurable abuses via the very men and women who call themselves human. But they have sold them souls in favor of gold and stature. The four horsemen already are upon us. They're already here. Look around you. They've just come in new forms of social media, of progressivism, transhumanism. They're here, but they have evolved and taken new form. They have modernized. And here I speak to just say the words that I hope others will hear. To begin to see with eyes unclouded by hate. That is what these evil forces wish of you, to be fueled by hate. Hate for your fellow man, hate for your planet, hate for your circumstances, hate being human, hate being you, an individual. They want you to see individuality as the enemy just as much as they want you to see the planet. You think all those people out there protesting for the environment, they truly care for the environment? No. They're just feeding into one of the four horsemen. Gluttony, I believe it's called. Nothing more than a bunch of gluttony seekers addicted to advocating, addicted to the virus of going viral. I think I might pen that one. Addicted to the virus of viral. Addicted to the virus of going viral. That is how they get us. You know, I oftentimes think to myself, how many people are really human and how many are just NPCs? Every day is getting harder and harder to tell whether or not it's all real or just a damn algorithm. Are we stuck inside the holographic universe? So much evidence to prove the contrary. Well, I should say, so much evidence to prove to that fact. And that's why I mean it's getting harder to tell. You know, if you look at these protests as of late, you look at the way people have been just losing it and acting out. Look in their eyes. And you tell me if you see a soul behind those glossy glazed eyes. All I see are numbers. All I see are trending topics. All I see is the indoctrination. And you know, the the idea that you some of you may be trying to understand or comprehend, struggling to comprehend what I mean by they're making the planet the enemy. I mean, the manufacturing of consent to go for war. How many of these fools are waving Ukrainian flags all over the place without even knowing the true history, without even knowing that they're advocating for Nazism and genocide. And as fertile lands burn and become razed to the ground in Ukraine, some of the most fertile land in Europe, being filled with irradiated tank shells. And now that land is unsustainable, unlivable, uninhabitable. And here you are cheering on the war, cheering on Ukraine, cheering on the destruction of fertile lands. If only you all knew how fucking goddamn foolish you all are. Makes me sick to my stomach at times. But, like I said, we are the most propagandized country in the world. So we will advocate for war, knowing full well that it will destroy the land, that it will cause irreparable damage upon our planet. But as long as the narrative stands, As long as they feel good with their pronouns and their flags in their bios, as long as they feel as if they're doing their part, and you damn well are doing your part, aiding to the destruction of our planet, pushing us further towards nuclear war. But please, don't listen to me. I'm nothing more than what you would call a white supremacist, a Putin apologist. I'm just your humble Ronin. But what do I know, right? You'd look at my skin color and my features and use your ignorance of bliss to denigrate my stature, perspective, and opinion. But that is a goal of the new liberal order, new world liberal order. Self sabotage at a grand scale, never before seen. Do any of you truly ask yourself, who truly is the enemy? Do any of you ask yourself, why do I hate this person? Do any of you ask yourself, where is my individuality? Do any of you ask yourself, what happened to my critical thinking skills? Because every day it seems like I'm more human than the next. Yet I would be considered the enemy, which would be expected, considering that I am someone who advocates for humanity first. Reject transhumanism. Embrace humanity first. When you embrace humanity first, you embrace the planet. You embrace what it means to be true. But how many of you even take that time to self reflect on such fundamental questions? Not to sound egotistical and not to put anyone down, but truly ask yourself, how many of you take time to ask yourself such fundamental questions and to spend time in digesting your response to such questions? Perhaps that's something that needs to be done more. That's what I prefer to do. I believe in challenging someone's perspective. I believe in challenging someone's views and their knowledge. How else are they supposed to truly know who they are and what they lack in improving themselves. Because as I've always said, life is a continuing education unit. You never stop learning. So asking yourself and having challenging conversations are one of the many ways that we learn about ourselves. We improve upon ourselves. And for some, you hold yourself accountable by acknowledging your lack of knowledge or your belly full of ignorance. Many people find themselves in the Sargasso Sea. No winds to carry them in any direction. Just lost. Without any morals or creed. You're seeing that so much everywhere. Prevalent, prominent, undeniable. And you look at all the people in the Sargasso Sea, wallowing in their filth of indoctrination and manipulation, singing and chanting and drinking the Kool-Aid without a care in the world, literally and figuratively. I speak these words to hopefully inflame some sense of self-reflection and contemplation on the world that we inhabit and the true enemy of Mother Nature. That is what I tend to hope these words will inspire those to see and listen to. Yes, these are dark times. And sometimes they're hilarious. But we cannot fall victim to the manipulation. Embrace humanity first. Reject transhumanism. I cannot stress that enough. When we put humanity first, we are putting our ability to succeed and the planet's ability to keep us well first in its ability to approve upon our humanity. and further expand the ideals and the evolutionary growth of our potentialities. The evil forces wish you to hate the world as much as they hate humanity. They manipulate the masses into thinking the very pain and suffering humanity experiences is caused by our very planet. A psychological war on our humanity has caused the suffering to be expressed towards abuse of oneself in reflection towards the world. The clamoring and biting of blood soaked rage. The hive mind finds itself attacking humanity and the planet without realizing both are one and the same. The lifestyle of transhumanism convinces the hive mind that they have domain over Mother Nature, that they have domain over our soul. And thus they feed into the evil forces' machinations by feasting upon the excrement, pretending as if they are devouring the rich. A bunch of privileged, propagandized LARPers eating in their own minds by fueling and ingesting the lies. For that is the true substance of the false reality. I call upon my warriors of light. Shine out the darkness. Awaken those from the false reality. Awaken them from the hatred of humanity. Awaken them from the disgust of our planet. Remind them what it means to be human. Remind them how blessed they are to experience life on earth. Remind them that hope is as real and is part of the future. I'll say that again. Remind them that hope is a real part of the future. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Monday Mindset Rants. If you made it this far, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and leave that comment with your thoughts below. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to share this stream. Let other like-minded individuals learn the art of living and embrace the true self. And until next time, stay positive, stay focused, stay true, and much love.